clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you ever feel anxious or nervous when seeing doctors or going to a clinic, having things like blood tests or blood pressure tests or any other health checks? This white coat syndrome can actually cause anxiety, where people feel nervous about either the test or the people like the doctors or even the place like a hospital. And because of that, the anxiety can then actually change certain readings. And blood pressure is one of those readings that it can change. If you're feeling really, really anxious, you're going to get a different blood pressure result than if you're feeling very calm and relaxed. And this can create a self-fulfilling prophecy, because most people deem certain health check results as indicative of their health, not indicative of their emotions. And I've worked with quite a few people that have a fear specifically of blood pressure tests, and it tends to come from two different places. One is that either they've had an experience where the reading wasn't what they wanted it to be, and then concerned faces of nurses really freaked them out and caused them to panic a bit. Or someone they knew had a blood pressure check and then died within a few months of that. And then there is this attribution error where they start thinking that it was the test that killed them, rather than the test actually figuring out some kind of health problem that was underlying. The client that I was working with here had a blood pressure result in a very extreme situation many years before, and that led them to believe that then the actual blood pressure test was the problem rather than anything else. So this session is going to be useful for anyone with that particular feeling. So I would recommend that you find a quiet, comfortable place where you're not going to be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in that calm, relaxing feeling, and as you exhale, I want you to allow yourself to release any feelings of worry, stress, or tension. Just allow the possibility that these feelings aren't real. They're just echoes. And allow the echo to feel like it's leaving your body in that outward breath. As you breathe in and breathe out with your eyes closed, I want you to focus on a point on your forehead, almost like your eyes are looking upwards into your skull, fixating on that point. Allow yourself to temporarily strain your eye muscles to focus on that point. And then take an even deeper breath in, still focusing on that point. And as you exhale, just release all the tension in your eyes. And in doing so, feel a deeper level of relaxation. And then focus on a point in your chin. Almost like your eyes are looking through your jaw straight to that chin. Feel the tension. Breathe in a deep breath of relaxation. And as you exhale, release all of that tension and just feel that relaxation spreading down into your jaw, your neck, your shoulders, down your arms. That's it. As you breathe in and breathe out, maybe you can notice a gentle wave of calm, almost like it's spreading through you as you breathe out. The deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you feel. And the more relaxed you feel, the deeper you breathe. And as your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. And I want you to imagine floating back in time, but also through space, to observe a version of you looking daunted, even anxious, perhaps in the front seat of a car. You're just the observer. But I want you to observe something powerful. I want you to observe that even though you were anxious or cautious, you took action. And by taking action, just observe how quickly that anxiety went away. Because action creates experience. Experience creates familiarity, but also evidence. Evidence that you can do that thing, creating a wonderful feeling of self-efficacy, trust in your ability to do the thing. And intuitively you know that if you avoided doing that thing, it would be more and more challenging each time you attempted it. But you didn't. In that moment was courage. So rewind it to the point of that courage and step into that version of you. Know that the anxiety was real, but the willingness to take action exceeded it. And that is the courage. And I want you to identify perhaps a location of that feeling of courage. If anxiety is in the gut, and stress is sometimes around the neck or the shoulders, courage also has a home. And I want you to see if you can locate that feeling of trusting that things will be fine. And if you can find that feeling of courage, or your intuition has a hunch of where it may be, just point to that location. That's it. Now just relax your arms. But imagine if courage had a color, what color would it be? And if courage had a shape, what shape it would be? And then imagine a three-dimensional shape of that color in that location. And notice that you can amplify the courage. If you make the color brighter, the shape bigger. But also notice if the shape moves, pulsates, rotates, vibrates. And whatever it's doing, make it doing a little bit more. Give a sound to that courage. And perhaps even a phrase that you would link with courage. Let's do it. For many people, is the representation of courage. Knowing that there are risks, insecurities or fears, but choosing to do it anyway. And if you could imagine that color of that shape moving in that way at that brightness, perhaps with a glow around it, Let me know by nodding your head. That's it. And notice that when you utilize that courage, how quickly those fears went away. Because most fears are unfounded. Some people think of fear as an acronym, FEAR, false evidence that appears real, and sometimes it's circular. The anxiety itself is used as justification of the validity of the fear. But what if real anxiety is based on that false evidence or that false evaluation? Some people spend their whole lives avoiding something that, if they just did it once with a sense of courage, the whole house of cards would come crumbling down. And maybe there's other times, previous events that once felt unfamiliar, but you did the thing, it became familiar, and now you do it without thinking. So with every breath, just imagine exhaling any unnecessary tension. And I want you to think of those old associations, stories, or meanings connected to blood pressure tests. That the test itself tells you if you're healthy or not, in danger or not. I want you to get a feeling that you know from all these tests you've done yourself, that a test can show a false reading, not based on your health, but based on your emotions. And as you start to let go of those old stories and associations, notice your body settling into a state of calm curiosity. And I want you to think of a time, perhaps when you've been in an airport and you've seen those moving walkways, kind of like escalators but on a flat surface. It moves smoothly and always goes forward. And when you're standing on one of those, you don't have to rush or strain or even walk. It just carries you naturally forward. Imagine being on a long walkway like that. And I want you to get a feeling that there's nothing you need to do. Just being there makes you move forward. And perhaps you could imagine every now and then you pass small milestones. Perhaps memories or moments where you once faced something new, did the thing, and came out stronger. Each moment on this moving walkway reminds you that you can adapt, you can learn, and those things that once felt daunting don't have to remain that way. And as this walkway moves forward, imagine it taking you to a place where you feel calm and safe. Maybe a place you know well, but a place where you can explore your thoughts and feelings with a new perspective. And I want you to imagine in this place, in this calm, safe space, I want you to imagine something simple. A home blood pressure test. Not as a challenge, but just as practice. Another moment of curiosity, not even needing courage now. It's just practice, a shot to nothing, an opportunity to learn. And there was a time that doing this by yourself would have caused anxiety. But you did it in safe places with curiosity until all of that anxiety went away. And that's because when you tested on yourself, it was just practice. And what if that's true, even if someone else is doing the testing? I want you to get a feeling whether you do the test or someone else does. It's just frequency, repetition. Practice equals familiarity. Nothing to lose and everything to gain. I want you to get the feeling that they're just numbers. And whether it's high or low, accurate or not, it's just feedback, a data point, a moment of progress in the real journey of desensitization, where every attempt is one more step up the ladder on your own game board of confidence. For a while you thought one bad event could take you all the way back down to square one. But that's not true. You can't undo the progress you've already made. I want you to feel that you doing things that gives a vote of confidence in your future self is a ladder. And whatever happens in that test is also another ladder. You're either desensitizing yourself or taking a big step forward by feeling confident and calm. And I don't know if it will be the next blood pressure test, or in 3 or 5 or 10 times in the future. I just know that there is a number at which that's the number of tests you've done with other people. That feels exactly like if you were doing it by yourself at home. And therefore, every attempt gets you closer to that number. And I want you to think about courage now. Some people think of courage as the absence of fear, but it isn't. Real courage is taking action even in the presence of fear. Because if there's no fear, why is courage needed? It's just doing the thing. To be courageous, there has to be anxiety, fear, or a perceived risk. And I want you to feel that glowing shape there in your heart. Expand and glow. Feel that you are activating your courage. You could even imagine early explorers and pioneers sailing off into the unknown with no idea of what would happen. But by doing the thing, they found that beliefs that had stood for centuries came crumbling down like that house of cards. each time you do it. The fear dilutes and dilutes until it is insignificant. What if a blood pressure test is not a test, but just a signal of progress? A visit to a pharmacy becomes practice. A blood donation becomes a gift to others. And what if a full health screening becomes irrefutable proof that you are free of a once confining fear? And in every one of those moments, you could choose to treat the act as something mundane, pragmatic, no drama, no threat, just something that you're choosing to do. Like tying your shoelaces or brushing your teeth. No big deal. Where focus goes, energy flows, and you are in control of your focus and the meanings you attach to experiences. These things now are just more stepping stones of progress, opportunities to break free from a fear, a step upward towards calm, capability, and self-trust. So in that safe place, just imagine a giant cinema screen showing you the future. And I want you to see the first thing you see on that screen is yourself walking into a pharmacy, not with anxiety, but with calm curiosity. See yourself being tested, almost with a look of boredom, just calm, detached. See yourself sitting down, breathing gently, and you could observe the numbers, but it's almost neutral, like a weather forecast for a place you have no plan on visiting. No judgment, no meaning, just numbers. See yourself leaving the pharmacy with a smile. Maybe it's relief, maybe pride, or maybe something else. And then imagine yourself on that screen, arriving to donate blood. And maybe you can imagine a date, a location, even a time of day. See yourself waiting, looking calm and relaxed, with the expression of someone that is thinking of someone else, maybe possible lives that could be saved. And before the blood is taken, there is a blood pressure test. But your eyes are looking elsewhere. Some random thing nearby, a color or shape. I want you to see that version of you, calm, relaxed, and detached. The blood pressure finishes. See them, then taking the blood, and in 15 or 20 minutes later, see yourself leaving with a little plaster and bandage over the point of extraction, but see yourself smiling, calm and confident. You see yourself as someone that's done something good, something generous, and the numbers that came before it, just numbers, either clues of progress or another opportunity of familiarity. And then see the screen change to a place maybe weeks from now. Imagine yourself arriving at a clinic for a full health check. Blood pressure, pulse, blood tests, everything. But at this point, this is not a battle with a nemesis. It's you seeking confirmation that all the work leading up to this point just means that nothing can faze you now. See yourself sitting calmly, chatting casually with the nurse or the doctor, completely at ease. See yourself so relaxed that you're laughing and joking, smiling in a peaceful way. You've done it before, and each time you've grown calmer. That all the familiarity has led to this point. And maybe in that moment you realize that the fear never really had power over you. It was simply waiting to be called out, to be seen for what it was, a paper tiger, an imaginary monster under the bed that was never real. That's it. So take a deep breath in. As you exhale, imagine breathing out the last remnants of tension. And I want you to feel that glowing, moving shape there in your heart. Think of the sound or the words that resonate with that feeling of courage. A willingness to reveal that many fears are false evidence appearing real. Stories and narratives that you once believed but now don't. And before long, that courage won't even be needed. There was a time when you need courage to drive on unknown roads, and then you didn't. You don't need courage forever, just for those first few times, until experience and familiarity. Then is the reassurance that you need. Just allow all of those wonderful feelings to take place. Changes to update the software of your mind. And see one final image on that screen, perhaps a year or two from now. Imagine yourself, perhaps just after a blood pressure test. Not of your choosing, it was just routine. And that version of you was unfazed throughout. Step into that future version of you and feel how it would feel. Like all of that past was just something you lived with for a while, but is now gone. That's it. Get a sense that this future is where you're heading to. It just becomes mundane, like anything else. A routine dental check, like getting on the scales and seeing your weight. Before long, a blood pressure test will be just the same as any of those other things. And would you get a sense of what that would be like? Let me know by nodding your head. That's it, and it's time to return now to the here and the now. Taking all of these changes, new thoughts, new strategies with you. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Connect and calibrate into the here and the now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.